In the last video, I was talking about my experience in Peru, and eventually I've been there for 1 month and decided that this was not the right place for me to stay at that timing. I decided to head to Brazil. With an intention to stop stressing and start having more fun. Though life had a little bit different plan for me. At the first morning I was in Brazil, started the war in Israel, and that changed everything. I was numb for almost the whole time in Brazil, and even a few months later, and to be honest, until today. There are things happening in my country that I can't really control. And that is so hard to grasp. Friends that I lost and families waiting for their families to come back. There is so much pain that I can't even understand how to deal with. So all I could do is pray and be as grateful as I can to what I do have, to the nature around me, and to focus on the light and the energy of life. I made sure to help myself as much as I can and tried to get outside to nature. I didn't do any of the touristic things, and I almost didn't go to waterfalls around. But I got out of my room and sat outside in the yard every day. I watched the birds, the small monkeys. I watered plants. I walked barefoot, and I watched fireflies in the dark. I found it hard to socialize. I had no energies explaining what no foreigner would ever understand. So I focused on being present with what's here, with my emotions, with the strange contrast between the liveliness here and the chaos and death over there. It was really weird to be so far from my country at these times. This cat was my savior while I was feeling so lonely and unstable. There is something about animals that don't need words for communication. That always helps me feel safe and seen. I was exhausted and slower than usual. I was giving a lot of space for creativity. I was painting a lot, and I was so happy there was a guitar there to play with. It was so important for me to express as much as I can my emotions and everything that was alive in my body. During my time in Peru and Brazil, I started to understand that I was escaping from committing to one place that I was mentioning quite a lot. I started to realize that I want to move to Sweden. I decided to ground myself in the place. I started to feel more and more like my home. It was almost the end of autumn, and I took my comfort in nature and being cozy and watercolor painting. Before the war started, I planned to come say goodbye to Israel right after Brazil and take a few more things and start my move there. But instead, out of fear and uncertainties, I decided to come straight to Sweden. I was resting a lot, still numb, slowly figuring out my next steps in this upcoming time, when lots of my anchors are slowly disappearing, and I needed to find new ones. I was living in a sweet house, in a relaxed neighborhood that was close to the sea and to a beautiful forest. I was walking there quite often to balance my thoughts and to breathe better. Nature is always my best friend. No matter what is going on, it's always there, present, living, moving, not judging. This is why I can spend forever in places surrounded by nature. And this is where I'm aiming my life to be. Wow.